Hi there, my name's Lorraine Jones and I'm the Children and Families Worker for the Methodist Church. I'm introducing today the first of a series of videos which will all be about 5 minutes long, and they're all about keeping mentally healthy. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a while, but they're all going to be 5 minutes long and followed by an activity or perhaps something to talk about, maybe something to do, maybe something to practice. The idea is that they are all going to give you some hints and tips and ideas and ways of coping when times get a bit difficult. And let's face it, over the last few months, times have been quite difficult, haven't they, for all sorts of reasons. But hopefully there's been some good times in there as well. But it's all just been really quite confusing and hard and tricky sometimes. So being mentally healthy isn't necessarily about not being ill, and it's not about being bouncy and happy all the time. And it's also not about never having difficult times, because that's just not life, is it? You know, everybody has difficult times sometimes. It's about being able to cope well when times do get tricky, and that's called resilience. So these ideas and these hints and tips and things that we can do are all designed to help you build that resilience and help you cope when life does get a bit hard. So now the thing is, what you must remember is that we are all unique, aren't we? We are all very different. We have different likes and dislikes. We have different experiences, different memories, different personalities. And what will make one of us cope well in a situation might not help somebody else. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. What we have to do is just make these things work for ourselves. Okay, so a good example of this is the very first activity. Now then, laughter. Laughter is really good medicine. That's an old phrase that people say, laughter is the best medicine. And it's true, there's some scientific research which does say that having a good laugh really helps you cope in those tricky times. So has anybody ever talked to a friend that really makes you laugh when you're feeling a bit down? Or maybe watched a funny movie or something like that? Here's your first homework. I want you to go home tonight and think about what makes you laugh. So maybe it's a funny movie, maybe there's a particular friend that always makes you smile, or maybe there's some silly videos or something like that that you really enjoy. So maybe have a little list and you just put that list to one side. So whenever you're having a bit of a difficult time, that's something you can always go to. Now, of course, that list will look different for everybody. What will be on my list is not necessarily what's going to be on your list, and that's absolutely fine. Now, the activity that we're going to do now is sharing some stories of lockdown. I wonder if there have been some things that you've seen or done or said, or maybe you've heard somebody else say, that have just made you roll about laughing. And there's bound to have been some things. So do you think perhaps in your little groups you could share these stories with each other? And don't forget to give everybody a bit of a turn on sharing their stories. Okay, and I'll see you next time. Bye.